Hello everybody, how are you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome in. Today, we are painting more Thousand Suns. We're continuing kind of what we started on Sunday, which is we got the new Maximus Battle Group box, and we're working on assembling Mark IVs. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in. Make sure everything's in focus here. It's pretty good. And let's get started. So what I was doing, I was working on some last little base colors here. This kind of fan spear thing. And work on just getting some bright neutral grand here. Apostle, welcome in. How are you doing? I have a Zone Mortalis event coming up this weekend, and I have this thing whenever there's like an event going on, I like can't help myself, but I have to like find something last minute to paint to bring to the event. So yeah, this is my last minute thing. I'm going to try to paint these guys and see if I can't get them, or at least some of them, painted, so then I can bring some of them. Mainly I want the Thunderhammer mini, and then maybe one of the Power Lance minis, but if I get some of the other ones, I like these minis a lot. I'm looking forward to bringing them. Okay, we do a little bit of dark neutral gray. Some second coats on things. More disciplined painting. Yeah. It definitely has like a discipline, right? So I understand. What's the squad going to be? So these minis, I guess just on the surface, are a command squad. And I've kind of talked about this goal that I have with my Thousand Suns, which is to have 5 minis from each armor mark to be, made and painted as a command squad. Then what I can do is, whenever I take the squad as a command squad, or multiple command squads, I essentially just pick the war gear I want, and then I put the minis from the various armor marks in that command squad, so it's like a mixed armor squad. And that to me is really cool. I feel like a command squad would have mixed armor and everything, just the veterans having like their preference of armor. So this is my second group of 5. The first group of 5 was the Mark IIIs, which are actually the only Mark IIIs in my army. But yeah, I have the Mark III Marines. I did to myself to overcomplicate my schemes. Yeah. That definitely is a thing you have to keep in mind, right? I think I'm going to paint that gray as well. Try to reduce the amount of just monocolor, like silver, on things. Paint the little scrolls on that guy too. But yeah, so eventually I'll have 25 fan weapons using. I'm also doing that for, I have a bunch of them too. I'm excited. One thing to keep in mind if you're printing those fan weapons is all of the single-handed ones are left-handed. So if you want them to work with like other things like pistols and everything, especially since they're one-handed, right? You need another hand. Most of the actual plastic stuff, the pistol weapons for the Marines, are also left-handed. So you're going to run into some like compatibility issues. So just something to keep in mind. You might want to mirror some of them. or have them mirrored if possible. Also helps with variety, right? Thousand Suns icon on the right shoulder and on the left, as I've seen in art. Yeah, so what I did with the command squad that I painted already, I put the icon on the right, and I can't quite remember why, because that was well over a year ago I did that. And then I had the actual like command troop designation on the left shoulder, so I decided to stick with that, with the command squad kind of theme. Just because I already started it, I wanted to make sure that I didn't have like, where that was just out. So I was like, I imagine there was a reason that past Painting Dad did that. Ray as well. So, command squad will be a little different for reasons. Also, the Mark IVs have this nice little like orb right in the center of their chest. Most of the minis I'm going to paint, I'm going to just paint that orb like silver or something. But these ones, I'm going to make them a little extra fancy, so I'm going to find a color to paint those. I'll make them interesting. I also need to put some copper. I'll need copper out. And I'll need a khaki. We can just start with khaki, and then we'll get, where's copper? There's copper. Complicate, I plan to do my 1,000 Suns more simply, or really go overcomplicate my chapter in 40k. Yeah. Yeah, you can't make mistakes. Yeah, I understand that feeling. I was like that a lot when I was using like the clear reds on my 1,000 Suns. I was just like, if I make a mistake, I'm basically screwed. Like there's, because I can't go back and put the clear red on and it won't look the same and all this stuff. But I have since changed from that, and I use this Vallejo metallic or true metallic metal colors, so I'm not so concerned. But these are my first inventory I've painted with these colors. The only other thing I've painted so far with these colors was the Storm Eagle. Hey Frankie, what's going on? Bit of a quiet morning on Twitch. Too much paint right there. Was the gaming up yesterday? Yeah. Yeah, we played. It was about 2,000 points. 1,000 Suns versus Night Lords. Zen got the better of me. The mission favored him a bit, but yeah, he just he kind of turned it around there after the first couple turns. Just carried it away. Him shooting down the Storm Eagle immediately was pretty rough. What's funny is a friend was intimidated to paint because of how I do it. I told him I wouldn't teach anyone. Yeah, right. Yeah. At least you're honest. You're like, hey, this is, I paint way too complicated things. This is not for beginners. Yeah, yeah. We he wanted to bring his Xiphon, and I was like, oh yeah. I was like, dude, I can bring the I can bring the Storm Eagle, and that's basically like what the Xiphon is made to do. It's called a Xiphon interceptor. Like it's made to intercept other jets as they come in. Like that's its whole thing. And it is way better as an interceptor than anything else in the game too. So um, it was good. I was glad he got to use his Xiphon in its like native environment. You know, for Thousand Suns, now you're using clear red. I basically what I did for these, I put a coat of like dark gray or black primer. I don't think it matters too much, but a dark primer. And then I use just a straight coat. I'll airbrush of it's the True Metallic Metal Ruby Red. Now I didn't realize that there is a red that is not part of a set called Forge Red. And the next time I'm at the store that sells this stuff, I'm going to look for it because Forge Red immediately looks just more like my scheme. But I put the Ruby Red down, and then I use a thin coat of Angron Clear Red on top of it. So there is a clear red, but it's the GW Angron Clear Red to kind of give it more of the orange red color scheme that like armor that I'm used to and want, because the Ruby Red has like more of a pinkish hue to it, but the Forge Red looks like it's really nice. So yeah, next time I'm at the store, I'm gonna check that out, see if they got it or if I can order it. Yeah, Forge Red. Yeah, Forge Red True Metallic Metal might be the stuff. Let's keep that bronze. Yeah, I think so. Let's go. Or not bronze, copper. Nice Volkite Serpenta. I've never equipped him on with Volkite Serpenta, so it seemed like fun. Something different than just a dude with a power maul. Yeah, I had a lot of fun though. I had a lot of fun playing yesterday. Good to play some Heresy. I have quite the losing record on stream though. I need to win a game eventually. Yeah, I only have the one set, but I do really like the color they gave and the pairing. I bought the set of 4 for the Ruby Red, and the colors are very nice together. The wash is really nice as well. Wait, I might try it on these ones. Maybe. Yeah, maybe we do the wash and then we do black. Might be the way to do this. Yeah, let's try it out. I like this spear. I'm gonna do, there's little looks like little hash marks. I'm gonna do every other one in dark turquoise. We're gonna get turquoise. We finally got the True Metallics. I love the red and purple set. Yeah, yep. So you have the Ruby Red as well. Man, those True Metallics look so good though. They almost look like nail polish is what they remind me of. Which, I mean, I'm not complaining. It looks incredible on minis. I know it doesn't have the same property as nail polish, but it's good stuff, though. Okay. Do we try to get an extra wash here with this? This is the Ruby Red shade. It's like a deep, like brownish purple color. Let's see, did that like build up pressure? What was that? Ugh. Yeah, so it's got red piece, but almost looks like blood when it's dried. So that's that. You know, maybe I'll just stick with our black. Yeah, you need an excuse to use that purple. You gotta paint some Emperor's Children or something. Get a nice brush here for the wash. God, I need to get some new dumpy synthetics. Pretty metallic blue on Space Marines. A true metallic, and he hates blue. Oh, interesting. Okay. How do you hate blue? It's like anti-color. That's like a weird meaning, you know, especially from the US. Shattered Legion includes Emperor's Children Loyalist. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely Apostle. Like, yeah, I thought it would be it'd be cool to get, you know, a box of Tactical Marines and paint one from every Legion, just to throw on display. What if I did that? Fellow haters of the blue. Oh my gosh. Okay. What do the Spaniards know that we don't about colors? But I did this a long time ago. I did kind of a choose your own chapter thing. And basically, I worked up to like the cost of a set of tacticals, just like a tactical squad box. And people contributed money, and anyone who contributed like a certain amount, or anyone who contributed basically anything, is how it ended up being, got to choose, basically claimed one of the Marines, and then they chose a chapter, and I painted that chapter of Marines. Maybe I could do that with a Heresy Tactical Marine box, and we could do a big vote on what armor mark I get, and then everybody that contributes claims a chapter. And I paint it, and I'll put it up on a display. Put your name on the base. Maybe we'll do that. Okay. That's one. Sponsor a box of Marines of random Legion for you to paint. Well, I need like, what, 16 others? Well, you do the 18 legions, right? So unless it's like a whole, are you talking about like a whole box, like me just painting a whole box of Marines? I'd paint a squad too. I'd paint a squad from legions, if you know people were willing to sponsor, right? I also had that idea for my actual like game streams and my Thousand Suns. Squad of 10 for each legion, yeah, and they could be like assault marines or tacticals. That could be interesting. But I had a thought that, like, you know, people ask me if I have certain units or something, and if somebody, like, basically if you sponsored a box set, like you wanted me to really field more assault marines, and you wanted to sponsor and pay for a box of assault marines, and just like, yeah, like the assault marine box. I would buy the box, and then like that would be squad, like your name, and all the marines would get your name on the bases. So it would be like that'd be your squad of marines. I know some influencers do one marine, yeah. 18 legions plus the loyalist Thousand Suns that make their shoulders black. Yeah. Yeah, you could do some like some mystery things, right? Some random stuff, or just some surprise ones. And I've painted many Marines from many different legions, whether it's like um, actual commissions or just like you know, like I'll paint Night Lords of Zen sometimes, and or we have in the past, and um, we'll do that. So you know, I painted Emperor's Children, Dark Angels, Ultramarines, all like Heresy era minis. Obviously, my Thousand Suns, Iron Warriors. Yeah, I've painted a decent amount. I'd be curious. I'd be curious who has the most enjoyable experience, and maybe a squad is the way to get the full experience, right? Like, you know, what are the challenges for each? Which ones are easier? It's kind of coming up, isn't it? Hard to read books with those claws. I know, yeah, he's got his little scrolls on his side, right? Yeah, he didn't think ahead. It's actually his squad mates that put the books on his side, and it's like a joke, you know. Not able to read them. Hey, just finished Wolfguard, Lightning Claws, Terminator. Oh, nice. Very cool. How you doing, Goliath Games? Get the page turning servitor. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's a chance for him to practice his psychic prowess, right? Where if he can pick up the book and turn the pages with his mind, then he's in a good spot. magic hands, that's right. It's like a thing Thousand Sons do, though. They just, they use magic, do mundane things. And their superior officers get mad at them because it makes them lazy. Ross post on Threads where an actor passed in the Edward Scissorhands role because he didn't get an answer for how he went to the bathroom. That's really funny, Ghost Talks. Well, good for Johnny Depp, because yeah, I feel like that really worked out in his favor. Starty's first, Psyker second. Yep. Yeah, and also, like, the whole, like, we don't need other legions seeing us doing this. They don't like it. It makes them uncomfortable. We must protect the sensibilities of the Space Wolves, lest they cry to Dad. Yeah, risking demonic possession. Yeah, to read the next chapter. That's something Painting Wife would do. She'd be like, it's worth it. Comfortable. Space is turning into big wolves. Yeah, it's true. That is very uncomfortable. Yeah. Just space in general turning into a wolf, that's very uncomfortable to me. Quantum physics. Oh, man. Yeah, just a space turning it. Yeah, no warehouse. That's so bad, Jaded. That's absurd. Ugh. Alright, so as a recap, here's our Marines. They're currently drying, but we got the Thunderhammer, which are absolutely disgusting. Always. Like, they're just always so good. Actual warehouse or house that turns into a werewolf? It's a warehouse. It's a house that turns into a warehouse, right? We got this Force Spear. I forgot, I need to paint these little dangly bits on the spear. We got Power Maul and Volkite. Very cool looking. We got this cool, like, fan spear guy. Another cool looking one. Roll for initiative, yeah. Amazonian? Yeah, the Amazonian warehouses. This is terrifying. Yeah. We got Lightning Claw guy. So if you want advice for building veteran squads, as far as equipping them, the Horus Heresy, a variety of weapons is good. Things have a purpose. So you get Power Lances. Having a couple Power Lances in a veteran squad is very important. They give bonus initiative to their wearers, or to their users, and they also these weapons have the precision 6+ rule. If you roll a 6 to hit, then you can choose where those hits distribute to, like where they go or who they hit on the specific models. So say you charge or are charged by an assault squad. Everybody strikes at initiative 4. These strike at initiative 5. That assault squad has a sergeant and has 2 dudes with power weapons. All right, you have 2 or 3 of these power lances, so you strike first. Each have 3 attacks because you're on veterans, right? Or even just assault squads getting power lances are really good. So you hit, you get 1 or 2 precisions, and you kill, the sergeant, and then you kill one of the guys with the power weapon. And then all of a sudden, that squad basically can't touch you because your higher weapon skill, your you have an armor save that like chainswords can't get through. So using the power lance, you knock out like the ability for the enemy to retaliate, and then you have stuff like twin lightning claws give you 2 bonus attacks. So this dude's hitting with 5 attacks, and you're just fishing for 6s. You get a 6 at auto wounds, AP2. So you're killing terminators and stuff at that point really well. But so you're doing that, and the Thunderhammer will knock out like any heavy hitter. It's AP2, it's multiple damage. Again, it strikes before power fists. Like it's good. So it's important to get that stuff. Power mauls are really good too. They're just high strength, and they don't hurt your initiative very much. I like power mauls. They seem like they actually do stuff because you'll wound other Space Marines on 2s when you're wielding power claws. And that seems really good. Hey, Sir Strumming Fish, how you doing? So yeah, and I have this squad. It's meant to mix and match in with my other ones. And my other command squad, I have a guy with a banner. He's got a Legion banner or whatever. So I got a banner guy. I have 3 minis with power swords that could also be power axes because they're Kopeshes, right? And they have combat shields, which is cool. They look cool. And then I have a guy with a power fist. So those, and then mixed in with these guys, they all seem like they kind of start working together. Although for Heresy, I do think Power Sword should have given like a bonus attack. I think that would have been appropriate, because at this point, Games Workshop has this thing where they try to make all of the points divisible by 5. And it's really annoying because you pay 10 points for a power weapon, and you choose between a power sword, a power maul, power axe, power lance, and a lightning claw, a single lightning claw. The lightning claw and the power sword have the exact same stats, except the lightning claw has rending 6+. So on a 6 to hit, you auto wound. They're just better in every way to a power sword. 100% upgrade over a power sword, and it's the same points, which is frustrating. Like if a power sword were like 7 points, and maybe the power claw or the lightning claw was like 11 or 12 points, like it would make more sense. But nope, they got to do their divisible by 5 thing. Alright, we're giving these just a minute. Just a minute to start drying. Finish first batch of grade word bearers termies. You put them in Discord? Ooh, okay. Okay. Let me take a look. Discord finished. Yeah, the Cataphracti. Those are the newer Cataphracti minis too, aren't they? Yeah, they look good. It's a very bright gray. But the gray was like their color before Lorgar, right? Then some units kept it. Is that how that worked? Because I know there's like the Ashen Circle. Yeah, the Power Sword does look cooler. Yeah, the Power Sword is just like a classic, right? But it kind of stinks to pay, you know, pay points just for the cooler looking weapon. All right. How are they doing? Okay, there's still some that wear gray. Why are there some that wear gray? Is it just like a they were there and so there before Lorgar, so they just kept their armor that color, or did they paint their armor gray for a specific reason? The Amazonian warehouses are huge. Okay, we're gonna work on white here. You worked in one, it tried to kill you. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Sounds about right. The experience that, old timers more likely keep the armor gray. Oh, nice. Okay, they were gray before they turned to chaos. Baltar, was it like they turned to chaos and then made their armor red? I thought it was like when they found Lorgar, they changed it to red. But they weren't like chaos immediately, were they? At that point, I'm sure some of them kind of were, but. Oh, okay. Well, as much as I want to hate on word bearers, I gotta be friendly with them because Lorgar and Magnus were like best friends. Changed to red right before the heresy. Oh, okay. Honor the serrated sun. Interesting. I did not know that. Today I learned. Word bearers. Change took a while to filter through the Legion. Okay.
I believe every day's a good day when you paint. I believe it'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart.
Hey, Catacomb RPG, welcome in. A staycation raid. Nice. Staycations are the best cations. Welcome in, Catacomb. And Spooky Actual, welcome. How you guys doing, guys? Go give Catacomb a follow. Show him some love. We're just chilling. I'm gonna follow your channel here in a minute if I'm not already. Look that up. Welcome in, man. What were you up to? Days normally Sundays. You play TTRPGs. Oh, okay. Hey, Blue, what's going on? I see you there. Thank you for the shout out. Mini looks beautiful. Thank you so much, Catacomb. I appreciate that. Fair, and I can respect Erebus less. So yeah, I'll never be a fan of Erebus, which I hate because Ahriman, the Thousand Sons have a thing where if you want to command in the Legion, you had to go basically spend some time as like a foreign exchange student in another Legion for a time, and it's basically however long you dictate, like however long you feel is right. And Ahriman spent time with the Word Bearers. That was his Legion he spent time with. And he's like, man, I really like the Word Bearers. Like, they're really great, especially this guy Erebus. Like, we got along really well. And I was like, dang it, Ahriman, why do you have to make yourself so unlikable? Guest inbound for staycations to ready to run. No problem at all. No problem. Thank you so much. And thank you for the follow, Catacomb. I appreciate it. I see you around a bit. We're going to do different colors on those. That's what we're doing on him so far. Okay. Shoulder back piece and stoles. Two nerds bond together over study time. Yep. Exactly, yeah. And Ahriman, the mind reader he is, can't even read like Erebus's mind. Figure out he's just like a crazy liar. He's just so likable. Yeah. What's up, Star Laser? Alright, guys, I was toying with an idea. I don't know how you guys. There's a couple more people in here. How you guys feel about this idea? I was thinking about grabbing like a Legion Tactical Marine box, like 20 Marines in the box. Okay. With that, I would paint a Marine. There's two ways we can do this. Alright, this is the first way. I'm going to paint a Marine from each Legion. Makes 18. I don't know. We'll do something with the extras or something. But paint one Marine for each Legion. But each Legionnaire is sponsored by somebody. So if you want to sponsor a specific Legion, you claim it, and we'll just try to pay for the box that way, basically, so that I can paint any from each legion, and they'll just go up on a display shelf. And allows me to paint any from each legion, and then you guys get your name on it, and it gets to be shown off. You can represent your legion. I was thinking about doing that, and then someone mentioned painting a squad from each legion. And that's another thing. If people were to, if they wanted to sponsor like an entire box, I could do an assault squad or a tactical squad from each legion, which would be pretty crazy. The poor guy though that spent time with Space Wolves. Yeah. Who was that? I can't remember who it was. It was like Phosis Takar or something, Hothermot, or one of the like main dudes. 30k blue. Yeah, so it'd be like, buy, like 10 tactical marines or 10 assault marines for a legion. And sponsor your legion. Maybe breachers. Oh, breachers would be a good one, yeah. So yeah, I think it'd be a fun project to like, a squad would be fun because it'd be cool to get a gauge on like, what are the ins and outs of painting each legion, and like what makes a particular one difficult or not difficult. Not Primarchs, but normal size ones. Maybe when they come out in plastic characters. That'd be cool though. It was just gonna be like a one-off, like like people get their names on minis and gets on a display shelf, and then I'm painting different marines. One marine's every chapter color. Yeah, one marine every chapter color. Yeah, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? And we'd paint them on stream. Alright, today we're painting Iron Warriors.
First of all, let me take just a moment to thank you for allowing me back into your home.
What was that name? I didn't catch. Hold on, I'll see that name in a minute. But welcome in. Thank you for the YouTube subscribe. I appreciate that. Love painting breachers. Yeah, we'll be getting plastic destroyers eventually. I'm sure eventually. You get bored painting the same scheme. That's fair. Yeah, I thought that'd be cool. And yeah, I just thought it'd be fun to like gauge how each legion paints. I have painted legionaries and stuff from not quite half the legions, but quite a few of the legions. So it's not that I've only painted Thousand Sons. I've done a lot of commission work for other legions and stuff. So you paint different hive fleets. Yeah, you could do that sometime. Yeah, if I'm gonna start painting like characters from the squads and stuff, I have to end up being more than just like the cost of the box set, basically. Griff91, thank you for the follow. Welcome in, Griff. We're starting our kind of layering and highlights on this Thousand Sons command squad that I have here. Yeah, like if we were doing like a box, a squad each, like if someone wanted White Scars, like a squad of bikes or something, if we were doing that, would be pretty cool, like jet bikes. Fancy looking red paint. Thank you very much. This is essentially
let me take just a moment to
thank true metallic.
Me back into your home.
Oh, Gaius Fracking Balter. Whoa, that's a name. Welcome in. You're the one that subscribed on YouTube, right? Well, thank you for following on Twitch. I appreciate that. Welcome in. Yeah, I do stream on Twitch and YouTube, guys. We do the old simultaneous stream. Cost box makes sense. If it's a regular model, what do you think for the cost? I don't know. If I'm doing like you sponsor one model right out of the box and I'm painting one marine, then somewhere to get the cost of the box right, and I'm thinking maybe like $5. What if no one wants a specific legion? I don't know what to do in that case. Yeah. which is why the box is ideal, because then I can like take my time with something, and it gives time, like, oh, you know, so and so sponsored Dark Angels, so we're gonna paint Dark Angels like this week, and then our next one up, like someone sponsored an Ultramarine box, so we'll paint Ultramarines, and then we just kind of keep the ball rolling when they come in. Alternatively, I had thought about this, and I know we're still working on getting the war room together and stuff, and like getting those streams moving. But if anyone is interested in me collecting or playing a specific squad for my Thousand Suns, we could do a sponsor for a Thousand Suns squad specifically, and that squad will be named after you. And I can guarantee Thousand Suns minis will be played on stream. Like, I can't guarantee a squad of Imperial Fists will be played on the table, but good luck getting someone to sponsor Iron Hands. No kidding, Iron Hands are so lame. I imagine the first 3 to go will be the first 3 to get sponsored will be Dark Angels, Iron Warriors, and Space Wolves. I think absolutely, without a doubt, at least the Space Wolves will be the first to go. If I was playing Horus Heresy, you'd play Iron Hands? Yeah. Raven Guard and Alpha Legion? Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. We'd also need to vote if it's just going to be a tactical box. Which armor mark? Is it going to be Mark 6, Mark 4, Mark 3? You know? Mark 2? Do I get a little bit of each? How does that work? Interested in Space Wolves and those that are trolling Thousand Suns player to pay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, Raven Guard has to be Beakies, like you would think, right? So, like, you're like, man, you need Mark 6. Is the AdMech to paint? If the models look so tricky and ton of details, scares me as an amateur painter. Yeah, the AdMech in, I guess, 40k and Mechanicum in 30k, their minis are kind of crazy detailed. A lot of them, though, to be honest, it's a lot of just like a robe color and then like 2 metallics, you know, like a bronze and a metal, right? But yeah, AdMech are definitely an army that is not a simple army to paint. I know it's a second army of Space Wolves. I'm gonna be real honest, Ghost Wolves, or Ghost Hawks. Sorry, Ghost Hawks, Ghost Wolves. Jeez. I'll be real honest. I would not be the most unhappy to have an army of Space Wolves, because that means that I could easily set up and play a Burning of Prospero like scenario with my terrain and stuff, and it'd be lore accurate, right? Box of Mark 4. Sponsor one, they can ask a buck or 2 for bits if you have extra. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Yeah, the Mark 4 are nice. The Mark 4 really nice. I have really loved this set, this Mark 4 set. Got any Tzeentch demons? Not yet. Not yet, but I think it might be happening soon. Tzeentch demons might have to be a thing. Troll everyone, go Mark 7? That'd be funny. Yeah, I'd have to think about bits and stuff. Like, I have a 3D printer. I could print bits, but also, like, a lot of the bits are additional money, right? Like, I don't just have like Iron Hand shoulder pads sitting around. And a lot of times it's cost a couple extra bucks. So, but the 3D printing shoulder pads is the easiest way because I definitely don't have transfers for them. So.
First of all, let me take just a moment to thank
Hey,
you for allowing me
Charles
back into your home.
Waffle Tails, welcome in. Welcome. How are you doing? Welcome in. So yeah, that's just my thought. I don't know. It seems like some of you guys might be interested in that. If you have any more ideas with that, be happy to indulge and think about it some more. As much as I would love to just have like spare Armor Mark Marines laying around, I don't have that. I think I have one Mark II Marine that's unassembled right now, and that's it. And then I have my Mark IV that I just got that I haven't chosen what they're going to be doing, but the earliest available Mark for Dark Angels to go with the original Legion stick, yeah, it's Mark II. Yeah, definitely Mark II. And another thing about Heresy is every Legion used every mark of armor in some capacity. Some of them favored certain marks just because of the way they fought or whatever. Hey, Famulus, welcome in. Welcome in. How you doing? A smaller brush to get some of these other parts here. Let's go back to our like absolutely every Legion used Mark II because that was the first armor that Marines went out in, you know, in the Great Crusade. Then Mark III is the new hotness, so of course, you know, Marines are using that. Mark IV was super advanced. Legions got those in limited numbers, and then, you know, Mark V was the Heresy armor, which doesn't have plastics yet, but you know, everybody kind of had to resort to using that because of the attrition in the bad supply lines. Mark VI was also coming out right before the Heresy. So it was like limited supply out to everybody.
It's cold. Now that's what I call high quality H2O.
Yeah, alright, let's take a drink and stretch. Thank you for that. Who was that? CDs? Welcome in, CDs. Some delicious water. In your second vehicle base? What's your second vehicle that you're working on? Oh, yeah. CD's name is perfect because every single time it elicits that reaction from people. So, it's great. Other light on that one. Okay, this guy's got a lot, so let's do this. We're using bright neutral gray right now. CD's nuts. Yeah, for theming. Hey, if We did a Marine, and for everybody... Oh, it's a grav tank. Okay, cool. I'll take a look here in a minute. If people sponsored enough to where I could buy a box of each armor mark to make their preferred armor mark, then I'm all the more happy about that. It means more Marines to play with. His wrist pieces here. I have painted Heresy era Dark Angels before, and their color scheme is fantastic. It's essentially black, but it's not technically black. It's technically a green so dark that it looks black. Alright, what do we got? What do we got? Oh snap, it's a Custodes grav tank. Hey, and Famulus, yeah, you got your like marble kind of pattern going on. I love it. The Heresy models are just better. Yeah, they are. They are. That is a new plastic one, right? I would imagine it is. That looks good. Yeah. The black with the gold and then the like plasma glow. That's fantastic combo. Yeah, and they have checkers. Yeah, they get checker pattern. Yep. That's true. Nope, oops, wrong way. Wrong way, going this way. Yep, I couldn't get my marbling to work like that. Struggling too hard. Oh, you got it from a rattle can. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I do think, yeah, airbrush, or I guess rattle can is the way to go. I was trying to do it with the normal brush. Yeah, not vice versa, but for the most part. For the most part, Custodes models are now like interchangeable. Especially with those new jet bikes coming out, right? That were once just 30k jet bikes, and now they're for both. Okay, there is a model in here. Where are you? It's one of you guys. Is you. Yeah. Some of this gray here. First, just be able to use my Thanatar in 40k. Yeah. Thanatar's so cool. I'd say there's a non-zero chance that happens. CDs, like, it's based on the Custodes stuff. It could happen. Yeah, you could just use the jet bikes in 40k. They're just awful. Yeah. Yeah, so the 40k model jet bikes do not have rules in 30k. Most people that play Custodes use those plastic 40k bikes as the 30k bikes, because the current 30k bikes, until this new set comes out, the current resin ones are like $90 a piece. So nobody's buying those. Like, that's stupid, right? Thanatar's 40k. I want Castellax for my Thousand Sons. Yeah. Ooh. I just want my Castellax Akia to be able to be in multiples in a squad. Like, being limited to one per squad is brutal. If I could have more than one, I would bring them almost every game. But who knows? Maybe in a future journal or something, they'll adjust it. Cypher isn't in 40k? Not as Cypher. No, and I don't think they have rules for the guy that's supposed to be Cypher either. I don't think so. I could be wrong. I'm not terribly familiar with Dark Angel's like nuances with their rules and all their characters and stuff. Yeah, 40k has plastic jet bikes. Yep. Glad I only got into 40k a year and a half ago. Custodes Plastic come out in basically perfect time. Yeah. So good looking. The Custodes plastics look incredible. I've hated Custodes too, and the fact that they have these nice new plastics makes me want to collect Custodes. I'm not going to, but use Cypher against me in a 40k match. Nice. We're gonna do about 50-50 of this bright neutral gray I just painted. Our bold titanium white. Not keen on the gold on gold on gold. Yeah. Almost threw me off. They're too cone head. I mean, they always have been cone heads. But the new ones match the art so well, though. Yeah, the old ones were proportioned like dwarves. It was pretty bad. Yeah, just make your Custodes My Little Pony themed. His new army, yeah. Doesn't ever let him live that down. Not crazy about how thin some of the connection points are on the new infantry. Yeah. That's fair. I can understand that. Like this. Then I'll save the shoulder for last. We're just getting that mid-tone. After this white, I have another wash I'm going to put on these minis, but they're drying pretty quick. reminds me, I should get this now. I need to get these little... this is here. Had to get that base color going. To this shade here. Armbands get on this mini. Yeah, so if I did what I'll do with Mark IV, definitely want to see show off the chest cables. Yeah, oh, I love the chest pieces are so good on these. One advantage of these minis over the other armor marks, Banzig, is the chest pieces on the tacticals are the same as the chest pieces on the assault marines, and it's not like that on any other of the armor marks. which makes me think I'm not sure how the back pieces are, but it does make me think that that you can put power packs on the Assault Marines and they won't look too far off. Alright, so my thought about, continuing this thought about painting a Marine from each Legion. If we did one Marine per Legion, I would need a tactical box. We would need to vote on which set to get, which armor mark. And then I would also need to get the people to sponsor it, before I go buy the box, right? That would be the idea. So we need to cover basically the majority of the legions before, but then it's cheaper buy-in, for people to sponsor one. So, we could do that for $5 for a legion, and then, like, a lot of people can participate. It's easily accessible. If I did a squad where someone chooses a squad for that legion, it's like 10 Marines or whatever, they can dictate, the sponsor dictates what exactly is painted. They want tactical squads, so they pick, I want Mark II tactical Marines. Cool. If it's done, it's like, half a box worth or whatever of tactical Marines, and maybe I need to find one other person that wants that armor mark, but we can probably make that work in some capacity. But then it's just a bigger buy-in. And who knows, maybe a Legion just gets skipped over entirely, or is that excessive? I would love to batch paint the Legions. That's what I'd love to do, is like see how they work with a batch paint. Won't be too time intense to do a whole squad just for the cost of the models. I'd probably charge a little more. But again, this is something like that they're minis I would hold on to, and they would go in my display shelf. So I don't want, I would feel weird charging people too much extra just for models that I'm keeping. Because like they'd have person's name on, or they'd be associated with the person who sponsored them and stuff. But otherwise, unless you're basically sponsoring Thousand Sons, or I start collecting other legions at some point in the future, they're not gonna really see the table. I could do like a Shattered Legions army, which would be funny. But yeah, if I did like $50 for a tactical squad of 10, the sponsor, or like $75 for an assault squad. I don't know what the breachers cost. I might just stick with tax and assaults. Maybe just tax and assaults to make it simple. And there's some options there, We don't need people saying, well, I want like Mark 6 breachers, and then I have to go buy just the breacher upgrade set sprue that you can only buy direct from GW or whatever. But I do paint pretty quick, Jaded. That's kind of the thing, is I paint a tactical squad in a week's worth of streams or whatever. And we talk about the experience and like the model kits, if it's something I hadn't painted before, like a specific kit, like some of the Assault Marine kits or something, then combination. $5 Marine, break even. Need some coordination from enough people. Cheap but appealing if they have to pick the weapon loadout. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, what if, potentially multiplied by 12. Yeah, it ends up being a lot, right? But it'd be if we're doing squads, it'd be a more long-term project, right? We could take a couple weeks and paint 18 Marines, 18 tactical Marines. Like, that's no problem. But yeah, painting squads, it's a couple months kind of thing. Would be fun though, just to have all these squads from different legions up on the shelves. Yeah, I do like the idea of loadout based on the arms I could attach. Dwarf shotguns defeated me. Oh no. Yeah, if we were doing like squads, like people could go in and like split, right? Or you're like, I want one Marine out of that squad, and someone else wants the rest of it or something, like to sponsor the rest. And you could find a way to split or something. Spoilers, assault, special heavy weapons. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I don't know if I'd do the heavy weapons. That would, yeah, because those take a lot, but they're also like, they're quite expensive. Those kits, they get pretty expensive. I guess it'd be what people want though, right? The only problem is when people start like choosing individual models, that means I need to spend a lot of my own money, up front, with the hopes that more people will also choose that option, or I have to wait until many people choose enough to where it's financially like viable. Is the Hammer Kit Bash? Yeah, so this model is a Mark IV Tactical, which are brand new. I have some 3D prints. The head, the shoulders, and the little stoles here hanging from his chest are 3D prints. This pistol is from the like Sergeant sprue that comes with the tacticals. And then the hammer comes from the melee weapons upgrade set. Which is a really nice set. A couple more of these. Side here. Got those three, so I need to get the shoulder pads at this point. Yeah, the hammer is just straight up from the melee weapon set. You played a game of 11th? I haven't. I haven't played 11th yet. I know I will eventually. I know. I've heard good things though. New, the experienced people already straying countries away from the instructions. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I have a 3D printer. I do a lot of 3D printing, but I've also been in this hobby, Kundro, for like 25 years. So I will say, if you're collecting Heresy stuff, Games Workshop actually has like a chart that you can find, and the chart tells you, like, with Heresy you have like the tactical boxes, and there's 4 different tactical boxes at this point. It's the different armor marks for the power armor, and it's dudes with bolters, right? You get 20 of them in the set. But then there are a ton of different sets. There's a special weapon set that has like 6 different types of weapons. There's heavy weapon sets that each have like 2 to 3 types of weapons, and there's like 3 of those sets. There's a melee weapons set. There's command squad sets. There's breacher sets. There's all these sets, and they all are compatible with the tactical Marines. Just flat out like made to go with these Marines. So Heresy is a very like customizable game. It's made to like, it's not even like a kit bash. Just there are upgrade kits made to go with these sets, and they have a chart that actually tells you like, here's what sets are compatible with what. That have like rules in the game. Pretty cool. And they have a combi weapon set coming out that looks really cool, and it has shotguns in it that look great. Shit could be said, they're so monopose, it's frustrating. Yeah. I think it's like the capes. It's the capes and the detail, right? You just don't get you don't have the ability to add all that extra stuff. I do think they could. Well, they're essentially the same models with 2 weapons, right? Because there's a set with the sword and board, and there's a set with the spears. I don't know. They could do more weapons for those minis in the future, but Custodians don't really use other weapons, do they? Shoulders, you can't pose the arms. Yeah. That's that like you sacrifice the posability for like the quality, right? Sometimes they do that. Sometimes you're able to get away with not doing that. Also, Custodians are like, they're so low model count. They probably took that as like an acceptable loss. Like, the monopose doesn't hurt as much because you have 20 infantry in your army. So you're only going to see each pose a couple times. Maybe. I mean, that's 25 days. That's how long you've been in the hobby. Crazy. That's awesome, though. It's a fun hobby. The biggest thing, especially when you're doing like the hobby side of it, like, everybody's a different skill level. There's people who are just in, who never picked up a paintbrush in their life and don't feel like they're artistic at all or anything. And there are people that have been doing it for years and years and years, and like, painting is just like no effort, and there's always going to be that with any hobby, and you just don't let yourself be intimidated by other people. Our community in particular, I'm quite proud of that. We have, especially like the Twitch, like this whole like painting hobby sphere. I know you're on YouTube. I'm not sure how like YouTube, I don't know if there's much of like a community on YouTube, but it's very welcoming, and probably one of the most friendly places on Twitch, which is very nice. So we always have people who are willing to help. I'm always happy to help if you have questions or things you want to know. So yeah, just don't be afraid to ask, and have fun doing progress your way. The next set I work on excuse to a lot of clipping and finally learn to use green stuff. Yeah, green stuff probably is going to be more important. It's going to be tough. see these freaking parts. Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah, just a little bit of kit bashing really does hide the monopose, though. You know, I've heard complaints about these tactical marines where, you know, people are like, there's only 5 poses and they're monopose and everything, but those people don't even realize that you can take, just out of the box they come in, the 5 marines each have wildly different bolter poses, and you can just take those bolters and just swap them between marines. So there's actually 25 poses out of the box for just the bolter marines. Oh my gosh, that's tiny, 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 tiny. Let's get the other side. You can see it. I've been painting 5 years and don't think I'm very good. Yeah. I have more than I feel like my fair share of moments where I feel like I'm inadequate as a painter. So my old man eyes are having trouble like following the patterns on this. Yeah, imposter syndrome is definitely a thing. Cradley Enthusiast, what's going on? Second edition Space Marine Orc collection to play. Oh, that's so cool. Well, I've already started painting my Rogue Trader Land Raider for Heresy Thousand Suns. 1,000 Suns. Hey, that's cool though. That's super cool. Heresy Thousand Suns for the win. Yeah, that crest, this is killing my eyes right now, guys. I'm like, if this is out of frame, I'm sorry, but like I can't make out the patterns here. Hit it with that. Okay. Oof. Wild. Alright, we'll get the blue on there in a little bit. Used to be skilled for only being in the hobby for 1.5 years. I didn't feel that before going to my local store and seeing other people's paint jobs. Yeah. I mean, you know, I know plenty of people. I was just playing a game with someone not too long ago. And this guy had been in the hobby for years and years, and he was showing me he was so proud of his minis, showing me his minis, and I was complimenting him and like, you know, wow, these are great looking, you know, good job, and like, man, I love the colors you use and stuff. His minis were terrible looking, like, yeah, my son like years ago could paint better than these minis looked, but he was proud of them, you know, and the man painted his minis and put them before he put them on the table. He didn't have any unpainted minis on the table. It's just they were technically really poorly painted, but I don't care. Look, I was happy the dude painted his army. I'd rather see a poorly painted army on the table than an unpainted army. So, and I think most of us would feel the same way when we're playing a game against somebody. And, even then, like, if you enjoy painting and you're not very good at it, that's fine. Like, it's a hobby, right? So you do this hobby how you want. Paint is always better than the Grey Horde. Yep. Yeah. I don't like turn away people if their army's unpainted. Some people, when I meet some people to play games, I mention like, I don't know, or they like see my army or something and then they apologize that they have unpainted stuff. Like, I don't care about that, Or like some people are like, oh, I'm trying to get everything painted before a game. I don't know if I can get it done. I'm like, I don't care, dude. Like, I don't play with unpainted minis because otherwise I would never be motivated to paint my minis. So, Great Tide Forever, yeah. Getting your army painted is a struggle. It is. Yeah, it's a project, right? It's a big hobby project. Game is better, no game. Exactly. Yeah. If it's someone I really didn't like, I'd be like, oh man, I really want to play against Painted Army. Have never done that before though. Okay, the white is done on this mini. Good deal. This weapon is so cool looking. I'm excited. The reason I started with Custodes, I knew it'd be on Happy Field and gray plastic. Yeah. And you could get the stuff painted, right? Like, you're like, I only have a few minis to paint. Rather play against badly painted army than the Grey Army. Exactly. So, I think if you take any advice from that, if you want to play your minis and you're scared of painting them, just keep in mind that even if you paint them poorly, people would be happier to paint them or to play against them in that manner. Yeah. Us ADHD fellows understand, like, if you're not in it, you're not in it, right? And as soon as something else comes around, it messes with your focus. I've just had extreme hypervigilance over the past, 6 years. Let's keep this moving. My goal is to finish at least a couple of these guys by Sunday. I'm on good track, though. I think I'll have time to paint this evening and Friday night. Today's only Thursday, right? I get these minis. This was last Saturday I got them. So I have 20 others assembled. I have these 5. I have 15 more that are unassembled, and I don't know what I'm going to do with yet. Burn through Custodes Battle Group before I get to the next one. You have 2. Oh yeah, the next one coming out. Yeah, I'm hyped for that to come out. I know it's like a meme at this point that they're doing a Prospero Burns journal with no Thousand Suns or Space Wolves. But I am super hyped for that. I have bought every journal. I've loved the journals that have come out. I think it's a great system, and I own every one. There's 6 of them now. And I'm looking forward to just getting every single one. It's like a bi-monthly magazine for me at this point, with some like extra rules and like really cool lore in most of them. Or in the most recent one's case, it's just pure rules, just like 47 pages of rules. Which is fantastic. Yeah, I'll get it. I want to see the Tzeentch rules. You know, maybe get some Tzeentch demons, and I hope they have an easy way to mix in with the Thousand Suns. Lore mission rules, making objective markers or assets. Yeah, they're so good, so good. The Middle Earth, yeah. So the Middle Earth journals are funny because when they first announced those and they talked about what were in them, it was there was the Shelob or like the Golem one, and then there was the one that just came out, right? The Rohan one. No, there was another one, right? There was like a Fellowship Journey one, but there's no unit rules. The Middle Earth ones are, the journals in general are so tailored to the particular community that they're part of. I love that. You know, I would love to have like more rules for Middle Earth units and like more things coming out, but I think the newest one might have some rules for things, but the Middle Earth ones are like, hey, here's a narrative campaign that you play with this part of the story involving the models that are coming out alongside it, and like that's the journal. And I think that's great. That's so like tailored to Middle Earth. Even though I think a lot of people play Middle Earth like much more competitively. But then you have like the old world ones they're very much just like army rules. With all the different factions, you know, getting into the factions and like their nuanced rules and stuff, and the heresy ones are very like thematic. And they have like a mix of like rules and then like narrative scenarios and like, you know, ways to play missions different, which was people's big issue in the core rules when 3rd came out. Just in the narrative hobby. Yeah. Well, and you know, maybe that just shows. Like you see, I follow a lot of YouTube like creators that do Middle Earth stuff, and most of them are in like the competitive sphere and will like go to like tournaments, and they're gonna play the strongest lists and stuff. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe the designers have their pulse on what's going on better than some of the community does. Yeah, I'd never heard a second thing about those journals until like Zorpazort put out a video, was it this week or last week? And he was talking about how much he absolutely loved the journals. And I was like, what? Like, I didn't realize people were actually liking those journals. There's like no rules or anything. And yeah, he's just talking about how great it is. The missions are kind of recycled from old missions, but that's Middle Earth in general. They've done that for 20 years, so. that, buy a 40k OS Army book, and put the book on the shelf once the code is added for the Ghost Talks. Oh,
First of all,
I hate
let me
that
take just a
so
moment to
much.
thank you
Yeah,
for allowing
yeah.
me back into your home.
Adam, thank you for subscribing. Welcome in. How are you doing? Welcome, everybody. I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch. So if I'm talking to people and you don't see them typing, and I'm not just talking to ghosts or whatever, although there is someone in Twitch chat named Ghost, but yeah, just someone on the other streaming platform. But we're highlighting some Heresy Thousand Suns. These are the new Mark IVs that just released, so if you want opinions on the set, please just ask. Happily give opinions on the set. And I think if you guys come back Sunday night, yeah, I'll be streaming Sunday night. You come back Sunday night, and we're going to talk about this sponsor a Legion that I'm going to do. I'm going to figure out details and do some brainstorming. Almost done with the white. I'm curious how quick. I think the red highlights are going to go really quick. I've spent the year basically just painting Mark IIs the past year, and I haven't painted other armor marks since then. So I've gotten in my head that the red highlights just take absolutely forever, because they did on the Mark IIs. But these ones look much more manageable. Alright, we got the weapon. That highlight, we got this. It's just, there's a little spot, looks like it kind of missed. Okay. You know, if I did do, okay, so the Heresy Squad sponsor thing. If I did that, I think if someone wanted to say someone wanted to sponsor a Space Wolf squad, they wanted me to paint a Space Wolf squad, and then someone else also wanted me to paint a different Space Wolf squad, I would be okay with that. I think what that means is that if it continues and people really want something, I would eventually just have a force that I could put on the table, right? Especially Zone Mortalis. There's some, I gotta show you guys some Zone Mortalis stuff. Hold on. We'll have to talk about this. I'm gonna do a little wash. All right, since I'm almost, let's finish this white. I gotta do some eye stuff. And then, I'm gonna do a little wash and I'm gonna show you guys some Zone Mortalis things. But you know, you guys want to meme me out, at least get an army out of it. And I'll put some Space Wolves on the table. And then you don't have to watch like Thousand Suns play every week or whatever when we do our streams. Before you two? Okay, what's up?
Look at me!
Alright, where am I looking? Whips, okay. You've seen him. Alright, let's see. Oh, yeah, the Chaplain. Yep. I did see the Chaplain last night, but man, yeah, that's a good mini. That is a good mini. It's cool, man. Yeah, you got your like marble thing you're telling me you're doing on the book and stuff, on the his like tome. Is that the Codex Astartes? What does he have there? What is it? Or is it the what is it, the it's the religious text that Lorgar wrote. Okay, what color am I using? That's what I want. This paint separates a lot. I'm getting some Griff Charger gray. I really like this contrast because it works as like a blue wash. It's not a very good contrast paint, but it's a really good wash. I'll just shake it a little bit. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. So I'm gonna get some of this out. We're gonna thin it a little bit as well. Yeah, guys, check out Blue's mini. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Is Jump Pack Chaplain. It's turning out. Not completely satisfied with painting the black armor. Yeah. A little bit of highlights. I think, yeah. I think black armor lends itself better to edge highlighting than, like, the volumetric stuff. I think the volumetric highlighting on black is really difficult. But like a dark gray, like a really dark gray, like if we're talking Procro, like dark neutral gray, like 50-50 with black, whether it's like the satin black or the coal black, you mix that 50-50 and then you do like an edge highlight all around the black armor. He's got a lot of like gold trim, so you know, might not be as much as you would think. And then you go back with just the pure dark neutral gray, and you just highlight like the upper ends, and try to keep it inside the lines of the the darker gray that's there. Okay, just a little bit of wash. All right, I'll be back in just a second, guys. I'm gonna grab some stuff. Be right back. Okay, all right, I'm back. So, Zen has been printing me some terrain, more terrain, always terrain. Here's the terrain he's been working on. This. It's trippy. It freaks out the camera. This is Zone Mortalis. This is a Zone Mortalis wall. The interesting thing, couple interesting things about this. It didn't need any supports, which is really cool. Like, it was just unsupported and it printed, excuse me, really nice. Yeah, the inside of that could use a little arch, but printed really nice. These are very specific links, and the inside is hollow. But what you do with this terrain is there are separate panels that print out, and you essentially take those panels and you slide them in from the underneath, and they glue into the inside here. And there's 3 types of panels. This has like the bigger panels, and there's these medium panels. There's some smaller ones that you get. The panels can have different designs on them, but this gentleman printed these, and he said his whole idea was he wanted to make a set of Zone Mortalis walls where he could paint the two-tone effect that GW loves to put on their Zone Mortalis walls without having to paint like everything together. So you can paint this all one color, then you can paint the panels all one color, and then you just glue the panels in to the walls when they're done, and that's it. Which is a really cool idea. So Zen's been printing these for me. So there's these. These are column pieces. They're the same like length, but they're wider, I think. Or no, they're about the same. They're a little wider. But you know, with the middle columns, and they have these medium panels, and they use these small little corner panels. What else? There's doors. So these are the doors. I have a couple adjustments I need to make with like these spots here, and there are like some supports that just need cleaned up. But doors, and the doors will fit into the top, so you just slide the doors down to the top and pull them out. There's those doors. Let's see. There are large doors. So we got some big doors. And again, I just need to mess with some of this stuff, but big doors slide in there. Hey, Raja, what's going on? And then there are a couple pieces here. So like we have these pieces, and this someone made, they combined. You have any Hodors? No, I don't. No. But these are just like 3 pieces combined. So they go there, and then there's also these ones here. So just easy corners. So then they all fit together, you know, like this, and you end up with just rooms. This train has a lot of other cool stuff you can do with it, but essentially it's he printed me out all these walls and the doors, and then he's printing right now the panels, so I can start painting this. I gotta clean it up, but I can start painting this stuff soon, and then I want to play Zone Mortalis on stream. Because Zone Mortalis are super cool. Alright. Yeah, it's a fantastic game mode. Like, it's a ton of fun. You guys will see. You'll see one of these days. We finished with the white. What are we doing next? That. I could get the blue on this, guys. Spear here real quick. Is there other blue I'm doing? No, let's do that. I'm just gonna use some dark turquoise. Whew, here we go. Hey, what's going on, Killicam? How you doing? This is a lot easier because the white that I painted broke up that pattern. And it's not messing with my eyes so bad. There we go. Gonna lurk. Alright, man. Ready to be off work? Your second day in a row. Ugh. You got insta paint. You coming back with a vengeance on stream? Is that what's gonna happen with the ints? Just out for blood. Yeah, it has a really cool weapon. I've had these STLs for, I don't know, 6 or 7 months now. Oh, 6, 7. I finally have a reason to use them. Had to do it. Yep. I'm trying to get them painted. Sweet. Have you started putting colors on them, or you just have the just have your airbrush work done? Okay, do we go in with gray specifically? I'm gonna get some bronze. There's a little bit I want to do with the bronze here. A little orb in these guys' chest is gonna be its own unique colors. Little things on here. Try taking some local tournaments. Oh, nice. You're gonna be the most hated person there. He did say Ents weren't like particularly good at like scoring or whatever, so it's not like they're OP. It's just they're just tough to kill. It's easy to win fights with them. Very Beetle. You can't roll a 6 to win a fight. That's true. That's true. Maybe this is your army where you start rolling 6s. And then you'll be like me bringing the Fellowship to that tournament where I literally rolled a 6 in every fight and just won everything. Okay. Ents auto lose objective scenarios. Do that? I thought they had like dominant and stuff. Like they were good holding objectives. But I guess like if we were playing something like the scenario Cam and I played last week, then maybe not. Because that one you need to have numbers to like spread out and grab the things. Okay, what am I looking for? Just start highlighting the gold. No, I need something a little smaller. Let's do our grays. We have gray there. Let's go to warm gray. Yeah, I've done it if you have 5 or 6 objectives. Yeah, okay, okay. That's fair. Yeah, that big color to start. Deal. Let's move on to the next one. Doing anything crazy just yet. We're just getting... Oh, it's more kind of like re-establishments here. Let's get you with your pistol holster. Yeah, a good shot at bringing these with me on Sunday. What's everybody up to this weekend? Anybody do anything fun? I have a Zone Mortalis event, so I'm playing Heresy this weekend. I'm excited. Hopefully 3 games with the new journal rules, so that'll be extra fun. Looking forward to it. Work till I fall over, then sleep? Yeah, okay, yeah. Ugh. It's rough, buddy. It's rough. Taking Minnie to her first concert. This is choir, right, Blue? That's exciting. I think someone's in a choir. They did a third grade choir at his elementary school, and he loved it. He absolutely loved it. And it kind of stinks because they're not doing choir again until 6th grade. So he's kind of like without. Yeah, like she's in the choir, right? Is that? Oh, not like she's in. Oh, okay. It's like a band or whatever. Okay. Oh, Benson Boone. Yeah, I know who Benson Boone is. Okay. Well, that's cool. That's fun. Okay. This red plays Yu-Gi-Oh! That's why he's Egyptian themed. Is Yu-Gi-Oh! Egyptian themed? I don't know. Doing whatever he can indoors, that makes sense. Yeah. I have known a couple Yu-Gi-Oh! Players in my day. And all of the ones I have met, I would not say were like Magnus level functionality, if I could put it that way. I haven't met all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, but just the ones I've met. I've had the weirdest experiences at my LGS directly related to Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, like 95% of the time. Wait, Yugi is a character? Because they're Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, yeah. Yeah, I went to my local store one day and I didn't know what was going on, but there's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament going on. I brought my son with me, who at the time was like 3, maybe 4 years old. Oh, he might have been 5. He may have been 5 years old. But we're going back like, okay, we need to get some paint. So we walk toward the back of the store to get the paint. And this guy comes over and just starts talking to my son. Not me. Starts talking to my young 5-year-old boy and asking him if he plays Yu-Gi-Oh! And when his birthday is, and you know what grade he's in, and all this stuff. And I'm just kind of like, excuse me, like this is not appropriate at all. And you know, he's like, yeah, like, you guys play Yu-Gi-Oh? You know, does he play Yu-Gi-Oh? And I'm like, no. And he's like, let me buy you a set of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It'll be your first set of Yu-Gi-Oh cards and all this stuff. I'm just like, dude. And I remember, yeah, not creepy at all. No, it's super creepy. Yeah. Hey, kid, what's your social security number? Yeah. And I remember the lady at the front desk, she kind of heard it, and she we went up there to like check out, and she's like, you want me to like tell that guy to like step back or like stop or anything? And I was like, no, that's fine, like I'll handle it, whatever. And yeah, sure enough, we walk out and the guy had bought my son a pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and he like gave my son these cards, and he's like, here you go, here's your first cards, and these are for you, like this will get you started. Or I'm just like, that's whatever, just leave. Let's just leave. My son did not care for them at all. Yeah, Magic players are definitely more functional than Yu-Gi-Oh players, hands down. I know functioning members of society that play Magic the Gathering. Like, I know there are plenty of strange people that play Magic, but I know there are people out there that are functioning individuals that play Magic. I personally cannot say the same for Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, it's funny, like, even if my son was interested in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, he's definitely now not interested, like, at all. So, that was a first and last no matter what. Yeah, it was wild. The same time, okay, alright, the same visit, I promise you, same visit. There was a Pokemon event that had just finished, and there's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Event starting, okay? So, we're in line, and we're behind a couple people, and there is a middle-aged gentleman, a very large middle-aged gentleman, and asks me if we play Pokemon. And I was like, no, I'm just here to buy paint. Okay. He's like, man, you guys should play Pokemon. He's like, we just had a tournament, and a 10-year-old girl just destroyed everybody. She just beat everybody. He's like, you guys should play Pokemon. And I was like, I don't understand why that sells it. You know, like... I'm here with, like, my toddler-age son. I don't know if, like, I go to the game store to hang out with 10-year-old girls, you know, like, as I explicitly do not go to do that, right? And he's using that as, like, a selling point. I'm just like, what is going on today at this store? Like, he's probably just trying to say, like, it's an accessible game, right? This little guy can win too, which for a kid lowers the barrier. That being said, what a way to throw that out there. Yeah. But also, like, my son was not of the age to comprehend, like any of that. Like, he wasn't playing games like that, you know? Charisma roll 1, yeah, he might as well just like trip and fall and his pants fall down, right? Like, that's about the level of charisma this dude had. Like, man, even kids can win, but like... yeah, seriously, might as well. I probably would have been less creeped out by that. Cultured American. The secondhand embarrassment's killing me, yeah. Yeah, I got a lot of stories like that, but man, you know, you hang around these stores, and it's your... you know, certain kinds of people hang out in these stores, and for a long time, these were the kind of people that played these games. Right? So I try not to judge just based on, like, someone's... like, demeanor. But the dude just coming up and asking my son when his birthday is too much. I still see that guy around the store, like, years later. The guy creeps me out every time. He definitely has some things, like, very, very wrong with him. And yeah, he plays Yu-Gi-Oh! He came over and I was playing a game of Warhammer and was going on about how he's really good at these games, even though he's never played them. And he'd come over and, like, tell me things I need to do in the game, but, like, very loudly, and yeah, so. That's something else, yeah. Hey, Heavy ODST, welcome in. Welcome. Just like the anime, but way more creepy. Pokemon playing adults is a very weird thing, since it's mostly played by 9-year-olds. Yeah. I mean, yeah. There are plenty of people my age who collect and play Pokemon, and I feel like it's... like, there's a lot of nostalgia. Like, I think Pokemon is cool. I don't collect the cards. I don't. The games I play for Pokemon are I got Leaf Green, maybe, with my son, and we played that quite a bit. I thought that was a lot of fun. But like, yeah, I'm not gonna go to like Pokemon events unless it's something my son really wanted to do, and he wanted me to do with him. Then yeah, maybe we'd make it a thing. But most play by 9-year-olds inaccurate. Is it very inaccurate? Okay. That's fair. I don't know, man. I don't know card games. Yeah, because Pokemon's like a very millennial thing, right? Like that was like our thing we grew up with. Tells me it's his thing, and I don't know anything about Pokemon. Yeah, I mean that's fair. It's just because it's like our thing doesn't mean it's like everybody's thing, right? And that whole show and setting, everything hit real hard in the 90s. It's fine. Cersei's more a collector's hobby. It's a hobby for scalpers. That's what Pokemon is. I was there when it was created, yeah. This past weekend I was at my game store, and they actually had Pokemon boosters like for sale as individual packs, and I was like, what? Like seriously? And the person at the desk told me that it's probably one of the least popular releases that have come out in a while. I was like, that's fine. I was like, my son doesn't care, he just wants cards. So I bought a couple boosters. It's a hobby scalpers have ruined, yeah. Is that's mostly like young kids where you are, Sir Stroming Fish? Yeah. And that's probably like local community too. Like maybe they promote it more for kids, or you know, whenever you have any game that has a community, like a local community, like you get like people that kind of form around that, right? So if those like people happen to be other kids that bring their friends and say, hey, like here's a tournament scene, it's just kids or whatever, and then like you get a lot of that, and you always get people that are like kind of outside the group, which in that case would be the weirdos, as you say. You don't think it's like parents playing with their kids or something? Because I bet there's a lot of that too. I know a lot of parents got their kids into Pokemon. I mean, I kind of got my son into Pokemon in a way, even though I'm not like as into it, especially not like the card game, as a lot of people I know. Currently working on building 2 Leviathans. That's sick. Yeah, Leviathans. Those are my favorite dreadnought. Keep an eye on your kids. It's really easy to cry wolf when you're looking for one. What do you mean, looking for one? Like weird people? Is that what you're saying, Blue, or what? Oh, looking for something to go wrong. Yeah, yeah. Leviathan, I'm doing one with range, one with melee. Yeah, yep. Oh, you're doing each with 1 range, 1 melee. I think that's a good way to run Leviathans. Especially in 3rd. Like, it's good to have a little versatility, and the double melee weapon just giving them 1 extra attack is not really worth losing out on the big gun on them. Dreadnoughts were so crazy broken in 2nd edition. Yeah, people would find crazy ways to mess around with them, but you'd also, like, it was basically an unspoken rule in Heresy in 2nd edition that you could have no more than 1 dreadnought per 1,000 points. And people basically followed that really well. Yeah, I love Leviathans, though. I have 1 of them, and mine has, I just have dual claws on mine. I didn't magnetize it. Wait, who did we do here? Painted you. Yeah, okay, we're moving this way. One with 2 melee weapons because I think it looks cooler. Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, I gave it the 2 claws. The drill. Yeah, the drill's really cool. The drill is super cool. I think just about all the weapons on the Leviathan are really cool, though. You can't go wrong choosing stuff for Leviathan. Most of the dreads left 40k. Yeah, I mean, if you're a dreadnought enjoyer, 30k is the way to go. You have 7 dreadnoughts for the Heresy. For Heresy, nice. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5. I got Saturnine. I have 2 Contemptors. I have a Contemptor Osiren, and then I have a Leviathan. The Saturnine are good? Yeah. Yeah, you like me. Yeah, that mini is gorgeous. Yeah, and you did a really good job on it. So. Absolutely. Should be proud of that one. Okay, I'm going to do one more bit of gray here. Two Contemptors, 3 Leviathans, and a Saturnine, and a Daredeo. Yeah, I don't own a Daredeo. That's one I need to eventually get. Yeah. It's the boat. The boat on legs. Yeah, it's a very busty dread, in my opinion. Dreadnoughts, so pleasant to build and paint. Yeah, yeah. Both the Contemptor. The Contemptor is great. I can't speak firsthand for the Daredeo, but it's great. It is a double D Dreadnought. Yeah, yep. Daredeo Dreadnought. It just works. It just works. Looks like a proper mech. Yeah. Battle damage. Still gotta paint it though. Yeah. Mad Cat Timberwolf vibe. That's a Battletech reference, isn't it? What that is? Yeah, when you miss Eclipse Sprues, yeah, that's what battle damage is for. First saw it's growing on me. Yeah. There it is. Look at that. I know Battletech. I don't really, but I remember the Timberwolf sounds familiar. Oh, nice. Okay. So it seems like we're kind of on equal footing there. Yeah, I guess you're right. It does have like classic kind of BattleTech mech look to it. I say we made good progress on this today. Like Warrior 3 Mech Commander, I'd never heard of it. Yeah, I never played those, so. Oops on me there. Yeah, I'm going to try to paint these up. Before I stream again, I will have played in a Heresy event. I guess my stream does depend on when I kind of get home. I would like to go to the event, get home, and be able to stream and talk about it, but we'll see. I might start a little later. It depends. It depends on what's going on. But yeah, I'm going to try my best to stream on Sunday. And we can talk more about... I'm going to talk about sponsoring squads. I'm going to paint some different legions. Stuff you guys choose to get me to paint. Yeah, Discord for notifications. Yep. Thanks, Blue. Yeah, well, it's great having you guys here. It was a good conversation. I appreciated that. I really enjoyed just chatting with random things, and I hope you guys like the squad that I'm painting. They're gonna see the table. Eventually, we'll do some work. Want to check out BattleTech? Alpha Strike is very easy to learn. Yeah, I've heard about Alpha Strike. I'm not really interested in BattleTech. I have seen people playing BattleTech in my local store, and yeah, it doesn't quite look like something I'd be into, but you know, I can look it up. If I think about it, I'll look it up. Alright, we do have some highlights. I need to do the gold. That's right now bronze, so I'll highlight that up to gold. I need to highlight the red. Silvers will mess some more with. I might do some more with this hammer. It's looking pretty basic right now. The little orbs on their chest will do. We could do those real quick. Here, let's paint those real quick. Here's what I'll do. I'll do some dark jade. Let's put some dark jade on there, just so we have a color on there to remind us they exist. And then we'll get back to doing some more on those later. But I wanted these little chest things to be extra fancy. I could do this with all the Mark IV. I think that'd be really cool. But maybe a little too much on them. Cheat color. Yeah, the jades are the cheat colors from Pro Acryl. So good, though. Such good colors. Oh yeah, I got my code. Guess I'll get a little discount on some Pro Acryl. And support your most boring streamer in the process. Get more work on those stoles also. Other things saying no. You know it's true. Fine. You can enjoy it, but you can't deny the truth. So talk more than I do. I have my moments. I could sit here quietly for 3 hours and just paint like this and not talk, and I would be okay, but I know that's not... Are we not entertained? Let's get this. yeah, I'll be working on these through the weekend, and hopefully have them ready by Sunday, and I can put some of these on the board on Sunday. That'd be fun. Just throwing some Mark IV onto the table. Be really good. But here's the minis. And yeah, I appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you for all the follows and subscribes. And I saw a lot of people join the Discord. Welcome in. Seriously, welcome. And yeah, I'll be in touch. I'll keep you guys updated on what we're doing. And I'm going to try to stream Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight, in case you're not aware. Yeah, hopefully get to do some little battle report things. I'll do some after action. I'll talk about the Zone Mortalis, how it went. I'm hoping I can win a game. I not only have had a pretty bad run these past couple months of playing games. I don't play really hard lists. That's my thing. I like to just have fun and show up and put cool stuff on the table. But Zone Mortalis in particular, I don't think I've ever won a Zone Mortalis game in a local event. So I'm bringing a slightly stronger list. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to read my rules ahead of time and make sure I know what's going on in Zone Mortalis. I'm going to show up and I'm going to try to win a game. That's what I'm going to do. So that's the plan. But you guys have a wonderful afternoon, a wonderful evening, wonderful weekend. And I'll hopefully see you guys on Sunday. And before 0 and 3, yeah, it might happen. Shusky, welcome in. I saw you earlier. Yeah. Thanks for the kind words, and and you guys have a wonderful weekend. Bye, everybody.